Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology. Today we will be showcasing the Mirage 2000. So we are going to set up here real quick. Quick mission. Now the Mirage 2000 is a multi-role aircraft, 4th generation, somewhat equivalent to the F-16. We're going to play as Islamic Egyptian against Arab Egyptian again. 10,000 feet, 20 miles. Now, this originally grew out of a desire to replace the Mirage 3. And it was originally part of the Anglo-French variable geometry project that would eventually yield the Panavia Tornado. And we went for a ground target. You know what? That sounds good. Yeah, Desert Phantoms flying cover, custom weapons load. There we go. We'll see how this works out. But France eventually withdrew due to cost, supposedly. Although France has a very long history of pulling out of all these projects once they get the technology they want, and then taking that, using their own. And making their own offering of it. Let's see, Super 530 is semi-active radar homing. I mean, it seems to be a decent loadout for what we want actually. But anyways, France started their own attempt at a variable geometry Mirage, which eventually evolved into the Mirage 2000, which was a conventional Delta design because it was seen as less risky. I don't know what the max range is on this, but the first flight was in March 1978, with deliveries beginning in 1983 as the Mirage 2000C. That was the first production variant. And there are a few other variants that also ended up being made too. Most notably, our missile went dead, so we're gonna watch another. But most notably, it was the Mirage 2000N nuclear strike variant, which was specifically intended to take on the nuclear weapons delivery role for France.
Oh yeah, missile launch, impact.
Alright, we got him. We are pretty loaded down, so...
I'm taking a shot. Missile launch.
Another way. Although, actually, we're not doing too bad. For as loaded down as we are definitely more maneuverable than the Mirage 5 was fighting these guys.
I'm taking a shot. I'm taking a shot.
Got him. Wingman, pursuit acquiring. You are not the jet we're looking for. There is also, I believe, another more dedicated strike variant. I'm trying to find it in my notes. Oh no! One of our wingmen died. I'm actually marginally upset at that. Next ships, I guess. This is about what I thought this mission would be anyways. Oh, we see now we have a much greater hit percentage than against those land targets. Let's see. Oh no, it was just a nuclear strike variant, I think. I must be thinking of a different plane, maybe? But in any case, it was eventually upgraded. Like the Mirage 2000C itself had 2 variants, or early variants. And then there was later variants which came with improved engines, radar, as well as expanded support for missiles. But eventually in 19... Is there other ships that need to be destroyed? Yes. Eventually, in 1989, France was worried that their aircraft was losing ground to the American F-16, so they started work on an improved variant meant to compete with that, with the first flight of that being 24th of October 1990, with delivery starting in 1996. And, oh shit, that's the rest of our weapons. I think our wingmen are either expended or they're coming in on their very long attack runs. Anyways, entered service in 1997, and the French Air Force actually ordered an upgrade of a few of these. Now, these new variants were necessarily Mirage 2000-5, and the French Air Force actually ordered a few upgrades to their 2000C as partially as a stopgap measure while they were waiting for the Raphael to enter service, because, you know, post-Cold War, no one had any defense money because politicians cut it all. But also to help spur export orders, because generally exports don't do well if the country, like let's say an American company makes something, but the American military doesn't buy it, foreign militaries are a lot less likely to buy it themselves then. So that was, but many consider that to be the primary purchase for that upgrade. And the Mirage 2000 does come in single and dual seat variants. We're just going to dump the rest of our weapons into this guy, I guess. And initially, it was equipped with SNECMA, I don't know how to really say that, M53-5 afterburning turbofan, which produced 20,000 pounds of thrust. Eventually, this was upgraded to the M53P2, which produces an extra 1,000 pounds of thrust. And again, like most of these other assaults, Raphael or Mirages, they have twin built-in depth of revolver cannons, and then they also have 9 hard points for. Are they really down the guns too? They also have 9 hard points for up to, where is it, 6,300 kilograms of ordnance. And it can carry the Mika, which I kind of wish we had taken that. That's kind of like the French equivalent to the AMRAAM. The Matra Magic 2, Super Magic, Exocet, PGM 500 2000, which I think are French laser-guided bombs. AS-30L missiles, GBU series bombs, as well as your standard unguided bombs and rockets and other such. And once again, this is the upgraded variants at least use the Thompson CSF RDY radar, and once again it's seen a fair amount of export success as it was exported to India, the UAE, Taiwan, Greece, Egypt, Brazil, Qatar, and Peru, and I'm obviously not paying attention to my flying there. Okay, we're just gonna cheat real quick. That's just a quick mission after all. No reason to be super serious. So it actually did see a lot of service in modern wars. It was served in the Gulf War as part of the French contingent, as well as I believe the Qatar, I think, and the UAE also. I forget if both of them were in the war, but at least one of them were, and they use it. India has used it in their border conflicts with Pakistan, specifically the Kargil War. But more recently, that standoff. Why are my weapons not doing damage to it? Are they not arming or something? But most recently, that whole border standoff over that terrorist attack that killed a bunch of Indian soldiers, the training camp. The supposed training camp that was supposedly bombed by India was supposedly done by a bunch of Mirage 2000s.
I'm taking a shot.
It also saw service in Senepawa in the service of Peru. I'm actually not familiar with that war, but I presume it's a local border conflict with. Alright, now, yeah, they went after the Nox frigates, which isn't bad, but I thought our missiles would have had more oomph that we could take all that out. And more recently than that, even, they've seen, less recently and more recently, they've seen service in Libya during, was it Operation Odyssey Dawn, I think. Syria, as part of just all the interventions there. Oh yeah, they also saw service in the Bosnian War, where one was shot down, in the Kosovo War. And then the Saudi intervention in Yemen, they have served as well, particularly in the service of the UAE. So it's a nice, solid 4th gen aircraft that's gotten around, but it's definitely showing its age now, which is why it's been mostly phased out, or at least is in the process of being phased out by the Rafael. I think it's been completely phased out, but I'm not 100% sure. Wow, his missile is slow. Can I actually, dive into it? That actually... I don't know if I did, a proximity fuse on it or something. Okay, that time it just went right by me, but, I don't know, that just amused me. But yeah, it's just like the other Mirages, you're starting to see this operated more by, either second-line units or air forces that aren't fully decked out in modern equipment because they can't afford it, or because they just really like their old kit for whatever reason. But yeah, it's, a nice, solid F-16 equivalent, I think. And, in a sense, I'm really happy when other countries come up with their own designs, because it's more, it's like, okay, choose between America and Russia. Well, other countries should have their own kit too, and not just take them from the leader of their alliance or what have you. Wow, even with he was pretty near dead, we still might not. When we're empty of our ground attack loadout, it's pretty maneuverable too.
Attack ship. Ship, you're 1 o'clock.
Okay, they all have guns again. That's amusing. Just everyone, pour guns into them. Yeah, so once we finish this mission by destroying this frigate, that's all I'm really going to stay around for.
Multiple hits. Impact.
There we go. Yeah, it's seen a fair bit of service. Not nearly as much as its American counterparts, but enough. So with that, that'll be today's episode. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next week when we will cover the Mirage 3 and the Rafael, and we'll see you then.